respect me.
It's all interesting and fantastic, you know, your journey. What artists or producers have been most influential in your career?
Well,
Even in the 4th grade, take me back.
well, growing up, I grew up on the Motown sound. Naturally, I was inspired by the sounds of Motown. I've even had the opportunity to meet some of the Gordies. But in my professional career, I would have to say I love the work that Quincy Jones did with Michael Jackson's Thriller CD. I thought that was an awesome CD. I love Kenny Gamble and Huff. Dexter Wansel, I would have to say, was a really big inspiration because he gave Sass our second biggest break with recording, and as a result, that's how the name Sass got released over in the UK. We recorded this song called I Didn't Mean It At All, which Dexter wrote along with Cynthia Biggs, his co-writer. And that song was really big for us, so I will also be singing that over there. It's a ballad. But I like him, and I also like, the guys that produced Janet Jackson, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis. I thought they were really good producers. So there's quite a few, but I love working with Dexter Wansel. So you see I'm rattling on and on and on.
So basically those would be some of the artists and producers that you would like to work with. Or you have some others?
Elton John, if you're out there. I love Elton John. I said that when I was in the UK. This is a true story. And some of our fans were like, no, you're R&B, you're R&B, he's pop. I know, but I love his music. I just think he is the man when it comes to entertainment. I would love to open for Elton John. And I would like to re-record Don't Let the Sun Go Down with him someday. Or at least perform it with him, because I have a great rendition of that song and I would love to sing it with him.
Well, my next question was going to be, what is it that you haven't done that you want to do? I know the Elton John adventure would be great. Is there anything that would top that or close to it?
Yeah, like a 3-year contract in Las Vegas. At Caesar's Palace, I would love to do something like that. I think what I really want right now, most of all in my career, is consistency. I do work. I just don't work as much as I would like to work, and but I think it's getting better. The industry is kind of changing, so it's harder, but I'm getting opportunities that I'm sure a lot of people wish they had, and I'm very grateful to God for that. But I would love to work Vegas, and I would just love to get major distribution for my music. Right now, as an independent, I'm doing most of it myself, but you do what you have to do.
Marilyn, in today's industry, what artist would you like to work with?
Well, I talked about Elton John. I think I love Kim. I went to see him recently at Constitution Hall, and he is really awesome. And one of the artists that I've really grown to admire, Lettucey, she won my heart over at that show. She opened for him, and I didn't know that much about her before, but I had heard of her. I've listened to some of her music, but after seeing her perform, I'm just such a fan. She's just so real, so down to earth, and she's so passionate about her music, and she really, really connects with the audience. And I really like that about her. I think it's important to connect with the audience. So definitely I would love to work with Kim, and I would love to meet Lettucey.
Marilyn, in the past, I've heard different stories about artists being taken advantage of and other issues. How important is trust in the music business?
I think it's very important, which is the reason I've taken so long to have a manager. I've had people that I've everybody have their own agenda, and I want to keep this positive, so I won't elaborate any further, but you just have to be careful and to know that people really have your best interest, because everybody that you think are for you aren't necessarily for you. And then there are some people that, in the industry, they're supposed to be helping you, but they're really promoting their own agenda, and they're trying to put themselves out there, and that's what I found, and it's fine, but just be careful. I'll leave it at that.
What are your thoughts about radio today, and is there anything that you would like to see change in that industry?
I think what I would like to see is more opportunities for independent artists. Unfortunately, there's so many artists whose voices aren't being heard, that have really good music to offer. Unfortunately, it's being monopolized by the same artists over and over again. And I think it's good that they're getting exposure, but I also think it's unfair that it closes off opportunities for other artists like myself and other independent artists who I've heard that I have been blown away with. I wish that they would play more music by independent artists, even if it's at a certain time of the day, but give them some exposure, especially those that deserve it. I mean, there's some good music that's just not getting heard, and it's because, I guess, the powers that be, they decide what the audiences are going to be listening to. And the thing that I've learned is that the younger generation, when they hear my music, even young kids, I would say from 9 and up, they just party, they love that music, they dance to it. And I think they can't identify with it if they don't hear it. And once they hear it, they just like it. And it makes me feel good, and it also reassures me that I have something to offer to the general public.
Marilyn, I know it's a hard question, but what is your favorite song? And also, what is your favorite song that you enjoy the most to perform?
By me or by
you? And your favorite song by another artist?
The song that I really like to perform that has gone over very well is a song called You're Never There. And I like it because I can get into the audience. I tell a story before I actually start singing the song, and the audience really like it, and they're just so eager to hear the story. And another song that I wrote called Lonely Tonight from the Still Standing CD. Now, the first one that I named, You're Never There, is from the Just Doing Me CD, but that one always goes over well, and Lonely Tonight has always gone over very well. It hasn't really, it's a slow love song, but it's a funky slow love song. I think one of my favorite songs, I have an audition coming up, but I'm not going to mention where it is, but I plan to sing Natural Woman, and that's one of my favorite songs of all time. I can identify it with love, but I can also identify it with my audience, because whenever I'm singing, they just make me feel so good, and that's part of the lyrics in there. And it makes you want to be close to them, and I just love singing that song, and I feel that it's a song that I can feel like really deep down inside of me. So, Natural Woman. I love it.
Respect me. It's a sign of the time.